In this video, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. Have you got what it takes to be a coach? Lots of people think they do, but it's not always so. Now, coaches come from a wide variety of backgrounds, and the specific skills that are needed to help clients achieve their goals are going to vary from industry to industry and from one type of coach to another. But there are some skills and personality traits that are common to all coaches, regardless of the type of coaching they do. First and foremost, you need to have good communication skills. You need to be able to communicate effectively with your client. And you need to do this for two reasons. First of all, you need to get your point across. And secondly, you need to be able to understand what the client's needs are. And you need to be able to convey to the client that you understand what their needs are. So good listening skills are also very important. And communication, well, it's a two-way street. And sometimes you need to be a better listener than you are a talker. So you do have to spend a lot of your time listening when you're a coach. You also need to be aware of people's emotions. Not all things are expressed verbally. So you need to pay attention to people's emotions. You need to pay attention to people's body language as well when you're having conversations one-on-one with them. Because sometimes what people say and sometimes what people mean can be very different things. So you also need to know how to empathize. Note I say empathize, not sympathize. You need to be able to empathize with what your client is saying. You need to be able to look at things from his or her perspective and think of how they might be thinking and to communicate them from that sort of perspective. And you need to be able to offer words of encouragement without coming over as patronizing or condescending. Another skill that you're going to need to have if you want to be a coach is good planning and organizing skills. Clients can often become bored and disillusioned with poorly structured and disorganized coaching programs. So you need to be able to have a proper structure in place. You need to be organized. You need to know exactly how you're going to help the client achieve their objective. So the ability to plan and organize effective programs that deliver tangible benefits to clients is of crucial importance. And this can only be done if the coach fully understands the client's needs and goals. Now, once that's done, a good coach can draw up a plan of action to help the client achieve those needs and goals. Or to put it another way, you have to know what people want before you can help them to get it. And you can only do this if you can listen and you can understand what they're saying to you. A couple of other things that a good coach must be able to do. A good coach must be able to structure an effective plan for each coaching session so that you know exactly how the goals achieved at each session is going to fit into the overall scheme of things to reach the desired end goal. So you have to know how each step along the way fits into the overall picture of things. Another skill that good coaches need is analysis and evaluation. Coaches need to be able to analyze both the client's performance and their own performance. You need to know whether you are being able to deliver exactly the sort of coaching that the client wants. So you need to constantly keep assessing things, and you need to constantly be assessing the overall performance, both yours and the client's, and the goals achieved. So has the client hit the goals that he or she has hired you to help them achieve? And also in your own business, your own goals, are you reaching those? And it's a constant process of evaluation. Something else, you must have the skills and ability to revise and change the program to meet changing circumstances. You can't be a stick in the mud. You have to be able to counter changes that are going to happen, because sometimes when you implement changes in the client's business, particularly if you're business coaching, then sometimes the law of unintended consequences comes into play, and something might happen that you didn't foresee. And so you have to be able to then counter that and get the client back on track. And so that skill is very important. And all good coaches keep an open mind. You must be receptive to new ideas, and you must be amenable to changes and new ways of doing things. And when you think about it, quite often someone will be hiring you as a coach because things aren't working out for them. And it could well be that the things that they're doing in their life or in their business are old-fashioned and don't work anymore. But they keep doing them because they don't know any different. Now, you have to be their open mind for them. You have to be amenable to changes and new ways of doing things, and you need to be able to communicate those directly to your client. Now, observing how other coaches work and noting their success rates can be beneficial when you're a coach. So sometimes coaches will sort of feed off one another. And attending courses and seminars and keeping your own skills up to date is crucial, because keeping up to date with the latest ideas can benefit both your client and you. You should also have confidence in your abilities. In other words, you must know what you're talking about when you're a coach. Now, ideally, you should have an enviable track record of accomplishment. Success breeds success. Now, of course, when you're just starting out, you don't have any sort of track record, enviable or otherwise. But if you're just starting out, you should at least be highly knowledgeable. You should know a lot about what you're doing. You should have the right ideas. You should be able to communicate those. You should come across as being a confident person. Remember, your overall objective is your client's success. When they've achieved their goal, you will have achieved yours. And coaching is all about what's best for the client, not what's best for you. And your ego has to be strong enough to stand that.